Hi, my name is Simon McAllister. I'm a partner with EY and the EYHL partner sponsor here. My hockey involvement these days is that I umpire the EYHL. I got into hockey at a very young age. I started playing in primary school and played for a long time after that. Played all the way through secondary school, joined a club as I was going through secondary school. I was playing with club and school. And then when I went to UCC, joined the club in UCC, just temporarily on loan. And then took a break, and after doing a bit of coaching as well, and I was also doing some administration work. So I was the treasurer of the Munster branch, and I was the secretary of it. Started umpiring and did more and more umpiring, really enjoyed that. Then felt I was missing the playing, went back playing, and then went back umpiring again, and I'm umpiring until now. My family, a lot of them would have been involved in hockey as well, so my brother would have played, my dad was a goalie, I played with him for a few years, involved in administration as well, so a lot of hockey in our family, which I'm keeping going now because my kids are involved in hockey as well, so both playing with their schools and both playing with their clubs as well. So I've been umpiring quite a while at this stage, even though I mentioned I took a break. But I've been doing it really seriously now in the last few years, and part of that has been the EYHL because while I took a break from hockey, part of which was moving to Dublin and being busy with work and everything else, I just found I was missing the game and wanted to get back into it, and umpiring was a very easy way back into it from what I'd done before, and wanted to be umpiring at a high standard, and the EYHL is now the best competition in Ireland. It's where the best teams are. It's also where the best umpires are, and that's the standard I want to try and get to and try and be able to umpire at that level. The umpire community is really strong in Ireland. We'd love it to be bigger because we do want more umpires to get into the game. But it's a very vibrant one. We do a lot of work together. We do a lot of training together. We meet a couple of times a year to talk about what's going on in the EYHL in particular. So what are we seeing in games? Is there things we need to be doing differently, things we need to be working on? We do physical work together. We have to do a physical fitness test every year to be at the standard for the EYHL and for international work. Yeah, the passion in hockey is brilliant, and it's a really privileged part of being an umpire that you can be part of a really big occasion like a cup final or big international matches where you might have really big crowds, lots of noise, lots of passion, lots of enthusiasm. Some of it feels like pressure, some of it feels exciting. And you do have to work quite hard as an umpire to try and make sure you don't get too swept along by it. But it's a huge part of the game, and the Irish hockey community is really passionate, and you see it in the support they give for their teams, their clubs, their schools, and the international team. You see the effort people put in, the commitment they put in, either financial or effort or time. And we see a lot of the result of that on the pitch in terms of the standard we have from teams. I would say respect is a really important part of what we do as umpires, because we do look for respect from players, but we don't feel like we just get it because we're umpires. We have to earn it, and we have to show respect to the players as well. And I think that two-way respect is a big part of why we have a pretty good situation in the game at the moment in terms of respect for officials. We watch very closely what happens in other games where we don't want to go down the road some other sports have, which isn't going to be good for their game. It's not good for people watching it. It's not good for those who are interested in being officials in it. So it's something we're really, really conscious of. I think ultimately we think if we show respect to players and show that we understand what they're trying to achieve as players, that we try and sometimes give them benefit of the doubt, sometimes work with them on occasion. We also have more tools at our disposal than some other sports. So, for example, in soccer, we have more cards that we can use at different levels of penalty, which gives us a bit more flexibility. So I think we're in a reasonably good place, but it's something we watch really, really carefully because the respect piece is very important to how the game looks to people watching it and to how people enjoy it when they're involved in it. One game I really remember is one just from this summer actually. So I was appointed to do an international game between Ireland and Austria, and it had been a very long time since I'd done any internationals. I actually thought that level of the game might be behind me in terms of where I'd been started getting to, and it was a really, really good game. It was a funny time of the season. I hadn't been doing a lot of preparation for it, so my expectations of myself coming into it, the standard I wanted to get to, it was quite a challenge, but it was a fantastic day out in Abbottstown. Really, really good quality game. Two teams who, really, really made it hard for me to try and do a good job in terms of both wanted to be very competitive. So, a fantastic day and really, really enjoyable and satisfying to be involved at that level. I think the international level, both for playing and for umpiring, goes in both directions. So the better our umpires are here in Ireland, the more chance we have of getting good international appointments. And we have some fantastic umpires here who are regularly getting appointed to European Championships, World Championships. We've had people who are at Olympic Games. And then they bring practice back with them as well. So they bring back experience that they can share with us, and they do in those training sessions I talked about. They share what those tournaments are like. They talk to us about the way the game is going at international level, different trends they may see, how teams are playing, how tactics are evolving, which is happening all the time. And that helps us to continue to progress here, just as the teams are, because the teams are always working to be better, and we need to do the same. Umpiring is really easy to get into, and people don't need to be daunted by any expectation of how hard it is. There's lots of different levels, obviously, people can umpire at. There's lots of different ways in which they can umpire at schools level, at club level, and then obviously all the way up to international level. But it's about starting small and about starting at levels they'll enjoy. What we love to see is umpires umpiring their peers. So 12, 13, 14-year-old kids umpiring schools games of the same age and same level. And they can continue to develop then at the same rate. We would love to see more umpires. The game needs more umpires. Games won't happen without umpires and without enough of them. And there is ways both at provincial level and at the Irish level that coaching courses are provided for people to get into. EY's support for the league now, I think, is still based on the same things it was when we created that relationship a few years ago. It was based on it being an all-island game, which is hugely important to us as a firm. It was based on a very even gender mix. The game is hugely popular amongst both male and female players. And it has a lot of diversity. So we have a lot of people who play the game in Ireland who have come from other countries and brought, a passion for hockey with them, or who start playing it here. So there's a lot of the values of that and of the game that are very close to us as a firm. I think in the other direction, what we've brought to the league has been, the financial support clearly is important, because clubs are now travelling more, they're travelling greater distances, so their running costs are higher. And to enable them to do that, our sponsorship and others with Hockey Ireland help them with meeting those running costs. And I think some of it is also the longevity of our sponsorship now. It's getting to the level where it's bringing a bit of consistency to that, and knowing that support will be there is very important to the league.